All right, I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody. Sit up in swastikasana on whatever height you need. Sit up on enough height that your knees are not higher than your hips. That is important. And it's 5:59, so we're almost there. Okay. Oh, Lena. Lena is here. Okay. Hi, Lena.
Hello there.
You feeling okay?
Kinda.
Did you do okay after class on Tuesday?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
All right. So I just said to sit up on enough height in swastikasana. You can pick your favorite cross because I want you to be comfortable. And if a teacher tells me that, I would say, okay, I'm going to take, we might be in swastikasana for a bit. So number one, I'm going to take my favorite cross. Number two, I'm going to take extra support underneath my one floating knee that always floats because I have an scoliosis and a little bit of uneven hips. So for me, that would be, you can see, I'll scoot back just a bit. That there. So without it, it's dangling. You know, there's nothing to support it. This one goes down. Can you see that? It's on the foot. This one doesn't. So I'm just going to put that there. Take your hands back. We'll go ahead and make this the official start of the class. Before you do that even, did you lean forward and move the flesh firmly away, both back and to the sides from your buttock bones, and then sit back, and then hands back behind you. Turn your palms out just a little bit, just out like 90 degrees, and have a good upliftment inside. Look straight ahead. Can you feel that your head or the vertebrae in your neck are directly over your spine? Usually they're not. Usually it's forward. We're straining to look at the screen. That's the fact of the Zoom. So you don't really need to see anything. That my voice should be enough. Then join your palms. And I'm going to come out of it and come up closer to the screen, but you're staying in your swastikasana. Okay, join your palms. Keep your palms together and turn your biceps just slightly out. It's a very subtle movement. You're still looking straight ahead. Take the outer collarbones back, and in doing that, become broad across your chest. You can experiment with this. If you don't take your outer collarbones back, what happens, right? This collapses inward. Feel that spaciousness inside your chest. Now close your eyes. Relax your breath. Take care that when you tell your intellect, Mike and I were talking about this before, your intellect tells your physical body to do something. Careful that your physical body does not become dull. Maintain that lift of your chest, that spaciousness inside your chest that you've gained there. As you adjust the physical body, often we adjust from the outside, right? We turn the arms, we draw the shoulder blades down the back, our collarbones back, etc. These sorts of adjustments. So now I'd like for you to try. I don't want you to make huge amount of brain energy at this, but I think it'll be fairly easy for you. I want you to just observe the space inside your chest. Okay, so here's how you're observing it. You're observing the left side, the right side, the left lung, the right lung. You're adjusting your chest in such a way that the space feels equal on both sides. So the outside gets adjusted by the sensation of what's inside. Make sense? In your abdomen also, left side, right side, make them equal height, equal space, so that your inner space in your torso is balanced left and right. The two sides of the neck, very important area, make them even. Once again, feel. Have I got that skull on top of my spine? Relax your eyes. As you relax your eyes, if you observe, oftentimes I have a good eye and a not so good eye. And if you observe, one eye seems to be more conscious, even though your eyes are closed. One eye is more conscious than the other. Almost as if one eye sees more, though your eyes are closed, you're not seeing. Usually tension goes to that dominant eye. The other eye is neglected. So can you take your attention to the eye that seems less present, less observant? And as you take your attention to that eye, what happens to the sensation in each of your eyes and the quality of your attention? Your observation skills should become sharper. And what happens to your brain? The connection between the eyes and the brain is profound. One affects and reflects the other. Keep your breath soft and gentle. You may join me with those three Ms, or you can just be silent there, your choice. Bow your heads, release your palms, and slowly lift the head and open your eyes. So I already hinted at what type of class this is, a little bit more restorative. We may or may not have time to actually do some specific pranayama, but I will get you to this quiet state so that in these more restorative poses you can observe your breath. So let's see, the first one, so just stretch your legs out, and I'm gonna get rid of two of my blankets. You just sit on two. You may want to stay, you're just doing Baddha Konasana, but I do want you to iron out the backs of your knees just for a moment there. So you're just in Dandasana. Press your thighs down, pull, if you divide the leg, and I'm more speaking of the back of the leg, your awareness, your brain, your intellect is going to the back of the leg. If you divide the back of your leg in two, from the top of the knee, it's going back towards your buttock flesh, and from the bottom of the knee, it's going towards your heel. Okay, so you got that idea. Okay, now Baddha Konasana. Just bring both feet in. Take your hands back And the pelvis should be parallel to the sacrum behind you, right? So there's the front of the sacrum that's in the inner body, there's the back of the sacrum that faces the wall behind you. They should be parallel to one another. Lift up, roll the shoulders back, lift from the navel band. Really, you're lifting from the pubis, but I don't want this to happen, right? I don't want the pelvis to go back. I just want to remain upright. Remember the sides of the body, the two sides of the abdomen, the left lung, the right lung, all that nice and even. Push the soles of your feet together. Open up to your toes. You can see I'm spreading my toes. Roll the shoulders back, move your shoulder blades deeper into you. Okay, now it's obvious to me when I look at the screen, I look at myself. This is my dominant leg, my stronger leg. It's already higher. So what I'm going to do is from the groin, I'm going to turn that thigh out, just help it a little bit. You can see how I've taken my hand, and then I'm going to put that thigh on the floor. That knee on the floor. And I don't care about my more flexible one. It's just going to come up. But, you know, after I stay there for a bit and I work, can I work that other one down and create some equanimity there? And you see, it's coming. Okay, so you pick your stiffer one. Now, if you are absolutely even, oh, hats off to you. You can just hold both of them and press them down. So you're rolling that back of the thigh skin out or towards the top of the thigh and trying to press them down. Not so concerned about your chest opening here, because look, I'm even, you know, hunching. I'm hunching so that I can really, really get those legs down. Don't grip anywhere, Mike, especially, you know, in the back of the buttock. The buttocks have to be soft here. Okay, all right, then release. Use your hands on the outside. And now you need, hopefully you have two straps. You have two straps. And you may be still up on your two blankets, or you can sit flat for Upavishta Konasana with two straps. Upavishta Konasana, that's the wide angle forward bend pose. Oh, have a bolster or a couple of blankets if you don't have them. That's going to be when we turn. First, we're going we're staying upright. So here I have the blanket or the bolster nearby. Okay, so I take the legs nice and wide. Oh, you can see all of them. Right over there. We scoot over. Turn the camera. Yeah, if I can see you front on, that's great. All right, so 101 on the belts. So I've got just a big loop in my belt, and I'm taking it, the whole loop underneath the right leg. And then here's my outer strap, here's my inner strap. I'm going to go from outside to inside. And you see I'm feeding it through, okay? And then I'm going to pull that from the knee, outer knee, pull that thigh into the hip socket. And I'm going to grip there at the hips. Same thing on the left leg. Please holler if you haven't understood. Outside to inside, and then you pull that strap back. So I've got it here. I'll turn sideways. Sure, even. We've got the junction, right? The where the two ends of the belt meet, right there at my hip socket. And I'm pulling down. So you're the action of the outer thigh towards the outer hip socket, and I'm gripping in to the outer hip socket. Okay, now turn to your right. I'm turning towards you. Remain absolutely upright. Turn to the right. Now reach around with your left hand and grab right hand and grab the left strap. So I'll show you from behind. Reached around. And I'm still upright. Grow from your base. The stability of your legs. The firmness in this outer hip socket, both outer hip sockets. Just grow in your post. Extend your trunk up. It's as if you want to lift your trunk up off those legs. They have carried you around all day. Give the legs a break. All right, and then come back to center. Okay, and now you're turning to the left. I'm doing the same side you are, just work down that way. Remember the back of the leg, if you divide it in half, same thing as Dandasana. Back of the thigh from the top of the knee comes towards the buttock flesh. From the bottom of the knee goes towards your heel. Now reach around with your left hand and grab the right strap and turn. If it's too much to have your hand cross over to the outside of the left leg, that's okay. Turn and lift, turn and lift. Become light in your trunk, light and long. Are you getting it? Okay, keep the heels centered, Lena's husband. Heels centered, 10 toes up to the ceiling. Don't let your feet turn. Turn your trunk, Mike. Take that back shoulder back. Did you turn, Shubha? Yeah, turn. Okay, now I'm gonna show from the side. Now come back to center. You have your bolster and your blanket nearby. You're just gonna put that bolster on the right shin, just below your kneecap. You're gonna repeat the pose, turning to the right. Right hand grabs the right left strap. So you turn, and you just reach up with one arm, reach up and grab the inside of that right foot, and then give that strap a nice tug and a reminder how that buttock has to stay back, and then reach around to the outside of your foot, bend the elbows and head down. Do you feel when the trunk comes forward, you kind of fill out the back of the leg? This is great for sciatica, Mike. And if your head doesn't reach, then you need more height on your bolster. More height on your bolster. This is a brain quieting pose. Don't overwork. Can you support your head somehow, some way? Even like this, Donnie, you could go make your bolster fatter. And then, yeah, you're just like this. Reach away with the inner left groin, reaches away, turn the trunk. Quiet in the brain, head down. Yeah, block is fine too, not as soft. So it's not Janu Shirshasana though, Lena's husband, it's both legs straight. Both legs straight like Upavishta, yeah. Okay, now come back to center. Be upright, tall, roll the shoulders back, move your shoulder blades deeper into your back, and now turn to your left. Grab the right strap with your left hand. Turn, 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 turn. Okay, and now reach up with the right arm. Reach up, exhale, come forward and grab the big toe or the shin or whatever you can manage. Yeah, and now turn. You can let go of the strap behind you and put your hand on the floor. That'll help you turn more. You can do that. Turn, turn, turn. Turn the abdomen, the trunk, the waistband, the kidney band on your back side. Don't overturn the head though, Mike, if the trunk's not turning. Keep your head in line with your chest. Yeah. Okay, and now put the head down on something. You forgot your bolster on the left leg, some of you. Mike, grab your bolster. Put it on the tall side. Put it on the, fat way. Up one more time. So did you see me do that? When I was showing Donnie, he was struggling to reach with a flat bolster. So I said, take it like that. Take it from here to here, tall way. Okay. Head supported, brain quiet. Don't struggle. Feel what you can feel. The weight of the body, forcing the back of the leg to spread. The outer right hip has to stay firm in its socket. But the buttocks spread. It's really that outer hip coming from the knee, from the kneecap on the right leg, coming into the hip socket. Okay. Inhale and come up. And then just be upright again. Feel your evenness. You can take a hold of both straps if that's pleasant for you. Pull both that, grip that outer hip socket in. So, I'm doing a couple things. I'm pulling the thighs into the hip socket. And then when I've got my hands here, I'm kind of pushing in. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm pushing in and lifting up. Broaden across the collarbones, feel your shoulder blades moving in. Can you feel the evenness across both your sitting bones? That's very important. All right, and then take your straps off. Bring the legs together. Sit in Dandasana to watch the next thing. So, I don't think there's anybody there that today, well, maybe Mike has a rudimentary rope wall, I'm not sure, but I'm going to show you a few ways to do head supported downward dog. Does everybody have a basic yoga chair? Or you have regular chairs? All right, so there's several ways to do a supported dog pose. Here's one that I quite like. I've got my yoga chair and I've just used a strap so that it doesn't come apart, right? It's not gonna flop around on me. Okay, the chair seat faces me. Then I'm gonna put a blanket on this chair bar. You could use a blanket or another sticky mat or even just a piece of a sticky mat. And I put that over the top. Okay, you notice I've got 2 bricks at the wall. Here they are. And I've already pre-measured it. And the chair legs are going to go into those bricks. Okay. So I'm just going to bend forward. And this is at my thigh crease. I'm going to bend forward and walk back into supported dog pose. So can you see? My legs are working. I can put my hands out to the side of the bricks and just let my head go down. Top of the knee, hamstring to buttock. The top of the thigh rolls out. Absolutely. Very important that you're broad there. From the bottom of the knee, press into those heels, press into those calves, down towards those heels. All right, so that's one way. The other way is a little bit simpler in that you can just place your hands up on bricks at the heel of the hand on the edge of the brick and walk back. However, I want you to have head support. So here we go. Just like you're going to be there for a few minutes. Head supported, downward dog. So push into those bricks to lift the trunk up, to send those thighs back, hamstring to buttock flesh, top of the knee, up towards the buttocks, top of the back of the thigh, up towards the buttocks and heel and calf. All right, so that's 2. I can show more. Yeah, the reason why you have to have the bricks at the wall is that you get too close to the wall. So that's why it's just acts as a spacer. Yeah, push your hips back. Take the hips up. Press down into the bricks. Observe the effects of the actions that you're doing. Remember, it's at the tops of the thighs. Yeah, and walk back. I'm not being very particular about your heels coming down on the floor. I do want the backs of the thighs to open up though. Right there at the bottom of the buttock. It has to spread from inside out. And notice how that chair keeps you honest with, those thighs have to stay back. Your back ribs have to lift up to your hips. Now, I said a couple times, about separating the leg, from the top of the knee, you go up to the buttock flesh. From the bottom of the knee, you go calf to heel. You can also do the same thing with your arms. You could take the armpit of the chest back toward your hips, and you can move the shoulder blades into the back ribs, and the armpits become longer and longer and more open. Make sure your head is on some support. And you could stay in the pose. Make sure, Lena, that you're not in Uttanasana, that you've walked your feet back enough that you're in downward dog. It won't be as wide of a downward dog that you might normally do, but it's not Uttanasana. Head on some support, Shubha, if you didn't get that, or you've got your chair. So your head should come close to that chair. Or you can put a blanket near that. Okay, 30 more seconds. Observe what you have observed with the actions you've managed to take in and perform. Yoga is the culture of the self. We have to get to know our capabilities, what we are able to intellectualize, take in, understand, all those things. This body's the only one we've got. Okay, that was 30 seconds. Inhale and come up. You can just pull yourself up, or you can walk up a little bit to the chair and come up. All right. Now you need your chair pretty much open like this. Take that chair out in front of you. For Prasarita Padottanasana. So I'm going to show a couple different variations. You're taking your feet wide. Standing up in Utthita Hasta Padasana. Stamping that outer foot bone down, pressing the thighs back, pulling the hamstring up to the buttock flesh. The back of the thighs are broad, they roll out, they spin out from the groin, from the very inner groin, they spin out. So then you're gonna come forward, and if this is too difficult, here's your choice. You can go high. Okay, but you're just, I'm short on space. space here, so I need to scoot that back a little bit. So your choices are here to be high, remember, to be high for Prasarita. High, and you're just level to the floor, and you get nice extension in the trunk. And then if that's too high, then here. Hands on the chair seat, come forward. Keep your ears in line to your biceps. Legs strong, knees firm. Don't let your abdomen, it's toned, but it's not hard, okay? There's a difference between a toned abdomen and a hard abdomen. It's pulled up. Shoulder blades move in. Don't let the elbows bend. Spread and open up the legs. Your hips are in line to your ankles, Shubha. I'm not sure I see that. Make sure your hips are in line to your ankles. So the wide is not the problem. It's the angle, right? The hips are in the same plane as your ankle bones. So push your hips back, hips back. There you go. Yeah. You can go any wider, Lena, with the feet, and don't let the heels be narrower than the toes. Just create nice extension. You've got that, you can do that concave part of the pose. You don't have to drop your head, Donnie. You do not have to drop your head. I didn't emphasize that in my demonstration, my error, that I wanted you to do a good concave pose first and the head up, especially if you have neck issues. Don't avoid that concave position. Take your chin forward. Okay, and then if all that's going well, then you can take your ears alongside your biceps. Okay, now if all that is going well and your hips haven't changed and the backs of your thighs are open, you can remove your hands from the chair and put them first directly under your shoulders, and then walk the hands back to be in line to your feet. Fingertips pointing forward. I didn't show this part. I didn't know you would be doing so well. Bend the elbows, press the hands, bend the elbows, lift the shoulders away from the neck. Let the head absolutely be released. Head and neck go. Don't let the hips go back, Lena's husband. Don't let the hips go back. Hips forward. There you go. Watch that I see on both of you a little bit. It's not dramatic, but on a little bit, the heels need to be wider. Don't let the heels be more narrow than your toes. Keep pressing the knees back. Keep your knees straight and keep the outer heels down. Do you feel the backs of your thighs spreading? Bend at that hip crease. Kneecaps tight. There's really, a grip, there's a lift. I don't think the lift is strong enough. If I say lift your kneecaps, it's not strong enough. You really have to work the quadriceps upwardly. Hamstrings up towards the buttock flesh, and then right where the buttock flesh meets the back of the thigh has to spread from inside out. Okay, now if you can, you're strong enough and you can just come up to the concave, walk your hands forward to be underneath your shoulders, concave, take the concave, don't fall. Yeah, and now bring your hands to your hips and come up on the strength of your legs. Come up off the strength, from the strength of your legs. Okay. All right, now come a little closer to the screen and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. This is my teacher in this pose. I figured I'm happy to do it, but we could save a lot of time if I show you. This is how I'd like you to take Supta Baddha Konasana today. Now she happens to have two bolsters. The second bolster, the first bolster is for your hips. The second bolster, can you see? It's right at the bottom of her shoulder blades. Okay, bottom of her shoulder blades. She's got a strap around the hips and under her feet. So her feet are the same height as her hips on the I'll call that the second bolster. The first bolster is underneath your lumbars and just hits you right there at the bottom of your shoulder blade. Okay. Now you could, if your head doesn't go comfortably to the floor like hers does, you can take a head support, another blanket for head support. Okay. I'll leave that up for just another minute or so. Supta Baddha Konasana. You should be well prepared for this because we did it standing, seated. And now we did Baddha Konasana seated to work on those groins. So we're getting that lower diaphragmatic area open, soft, bringing some awareness there. That's what this pose is for, the way we're doing it today. We're doing it with a nice chest lift.
Sheryl, I don't have two belts. What happens to the long strap? Is it going under the shoulders?
No, it's
Or
going.
is it just hanging out?
You put it over yourself and under the feet.
Oh,
Like that.
okay.
Now, I'll go get my two bolsters. Here's my swipe. Probably best to go sideways. And if you don't have two bolsters, it can be a stack of blankets the same height as your bolster. So here we go, there's that. I sit on my bolster. I bring my feet up. Okay, and then I want to go over in a back arch. Okay, so that work we did in swastikasana, how you got that length of the pelvis and the evenness of the trunk. You're trying to get the front of the sacrum over the back of the sacrum, all those things. So then I go over and I'm down. I could move that a little bit so it's the first bolster is hitting me right at the bottom of my shoulder blades. Turn the upper arms out. And there you are. Any questions? Supta Baddha Konasana with two bolsters or blankets and bolsters. Yeah. So make sure, okay, so Pratima, if your bolster, your hips are tight, so your feet are further away. So you have to turn your other bolster so that all your hips are supported. Turn your other bolster like this. Don't let your buttocks fall out, in that little hole there. And that might be your case too, Mike. Might have to turn your other bolster. Yeah, there you go. No, okay, well, let's see. As long as that first bolster, the one that's under your shoulder blades, hits you in the right place. Really, Pratima, it should be the other way around. So this, the vertical bolster is the one for your feet, the long skinny one. Yeah, that one has to be turned this long skinny way. And so that one's for your feet. This one is for your shoulder blade area. Sorry to make it so confusing. I thought by showing the picture, it would be like, okay, so easy. Yep. Yep. Yeah, and so your feet and your hips are, you almost might put your feet at the very end of the purple bolster. And then your shoulder blades are on the other bolster. Your buttocks have to come much more, no, the other way, come the other way. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Yeah, now just lay down. Well, you got to put your feet in. That looks nice, Donnie. Is it comfortable? The only thing I don't see too much, I don't see a whole, let me just show you the picture again, because I've come out of it. I don't see a whole lot of lift in your chest. Can you see? Do you see how her chest is? Yeah, you're flat, more or less. Can you, what have you got underneath your chest? Huh, okay. Yeah, try that. There you go, Pratima. Yes, that's it. Now, can you relax the groins? And if you can't, you could have, I'm sorry, I didn't say that. You could take another blanket and wrap it around the feet, and it goes underneath both of your back of your thighs. And that makes the legs relax. So I'm just getting, yeah, that's a little bit better. Don't let your head go back though, Donnie. Try not to let your head go back quite so much. That's why I said if you need it, you might need a head blanket. Mike, did you need a head blanket, Mike? Yeah. All right, so much time to be in it. But what I want you to observe the origination of your breath in that lowest part of the diaphragm, which is super open right now and super broad. Become aware of your breath. It's a relaxed breath. You're not laboring in any way. Just become aware of your breath. Where is it moving to and from? Where is it the broadest? All right, 2 ways that you can come out. If I think the easiest way is to slide towards your head side. If you have room, you just slide toward your head side and release the strap and slowly roll to your right side. Or you can just release the strap and gently roll off the support you're on to the side. All right, I'm not sure if I should show you the picture for the first one or just, well, let's just do it together because I'm not so sure how well that went. But now we'll do Supta Virasana, and what you need is a bolster and 2 bricks, and just bring an extra blanket just in case. Well, 1 bolster, 2 bricks. I'm going to tri-fold this blanket this way and put it there. Okay, so this is optional. Here's my Virasana, right? My Virasana. I'm down in there. If that's not your Virasana, then you're sitting up on some height. Anybody who can't do this with knee issues, you're just going to do it from Dandasana with the legs straight. So you're either here, legs like railroad ties there, knees in line to the ankles. Your toes might just touch your bolster. Okay, now I'm going to go back. I'm going to put this side edge of the bolster is going to correspond where you had it in Supta Baddha Konasana. So there I'm kind of getting to know where it is. So there it is. There's my pose. I really kind of feel like I need another bit of height underneath my head. That's not enough. So should have told you to have 2 blankets. But when you go back, lift your chest. See how I'm rolling the shoulders back. I've turned my upper arms out and I can put my hands on that brick and find the brick, find the shoulder blades there, and then head back. You can relax your legs as long as your shins remain facing the floor evenly. Sometimes you have to push the top of the thighs towards the knees. How's it going? You got anything else for your head, Donnie, that you could put one more blanket height? Or fold the blanket one more time? Yeah. So that block or brick is a reminder that the chest has to remain open. So in Supta Baddha Konasana, we opened up the bottom of the pelvis, that lower diaphragmatic area. Yeah, that's right. Lena's husband is, that's good. So if his head could be a little bit higher, that would be better. And Lena, I noticed you've got that chair back behind you. Maybe do something like this. Does that work for you? Can you do anything like that? And you're just going over that chair bar with your brick. You could just do this. There's probably 50 ways to do Supta Virasana. You could even put some blankets on the chair or a bolster angled like this. Do you have another bolster that your husband's not using? And it could go like this, Lena. Or you could sit on the blankets and, oh, that's nice. And then you could just reach your arms out to the side. So now you're getting that top chest open. Supta Baddha Konasana, we got the bottom of the pubic pelvis open, and now you're getting that top chest open. Okay. About just 30 more seconds there. Just be, yeah, that's nice, Lena. And just be aware of your breath. Where is it starting? Where is it ending? Is it soft? Is it fast? Is it steady? Or is it rough? Notice those things. Relax your face, relax your eyes, let go of the eyebrows. Now slowly lift yourself up. Use your hands and push up. Don't do a forward bend. So you actually come up in a back bend. And you come up and then you sit up straight and straighten the legs out in front of you. All right. So I have a couple of things planned, but as always, I can never do anything in an hour. So I'm just going to show it to you. And if you can do it, and if you're game, you try it. And if not, you can just do Chatuspadasana a couple times, but watch. I'm going to take one blanket. I'm going to fold it. You can see what I'm doing. So here. Like that. And then I'm going to put one bolster at the wall. Sorry, angled like that. You see how the blanket kind of helps me angle the bolster. It's not flat, it's angled. You could use a sticky mat too, another sticky mat. Let's see if I can get that so it's angled. Okay, now I happen to have a second bolster. If you don't have a second bolster, just watch, because you could use something like a couple of blankets. It's a little bit awkward, but it's super, super relaxing. So it's Ardha Halasana, half Halasana pose. So I come onto the floor, I tuck my neck, and I absolutely get my shoulders on the support. Can you see that? I'm tucking and rolling, so my shoulders on the support. Now I happen to have two bolsters. The second bolster goes at the wall. And there I am, in a very comfortable Ardha Halasana pose. The only thing I might be telling you to do is to lift the front of your thighs up toward the back of the thighs and spread the backs of the thighs out. Arms like goalposts. Relax. Okay, now just if you've already started, that's okay, don't come out. But when you come out, you're going to take the bolster out and you're just going to slide towards the wall, slide, and you're in Viparita Krani. Yeah, anybody have any questions, concerns? Lena, do you do chair shoulder stand? No. Just do a couple of, we did those on Tuesday, I think, Chatuspadasanas. I'll do them with you in just a moment. Do you have something, Pratima?
How do I go in the blanket? I mean, on the both.
All right, so you're putting your hands close and tuck your head, and just tuck your head so much, put your head on the floor and let your shoulders on the bolster. Okay, now grab your other bolster, put it behind your Middle back to the buttock area. What?
I get the shoulders on the bolster.
It looked like they were. Yeah, your shoulders don't slide, Mike. You got to keep your shoulders on the bolster. Yeah, straighten the legs. Yeah, goalpost the arms. Now you're already in Viparita Karani. Okay, so shoulders there now. Can you put the bolster now, Pratima? The other bolster? Well, no, you can't put it now. You have to put it when you're up. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Rock from side to side and get your shoulder blade, top of the shoulders, nearest to the edge of that bolster. Yeah. Okay, now get your other bolster. Put it behind the low back. Viparita Karani is fine, Lena. And Sanjeev is already done Viparita Karani.
Yeah,
How was it, Pratima?
stuck on the mat, I think. Yeah.
So the back body should be almost a little bit like a waterfall, Donnie. Instead of being so upright, let your lower back come towards your buttocks. Maybe your support, I don't know if you have a bolster or a blanket there, can it go a little lower on your lower back and not your buttocks? So you slide more towards your feet. That's it. Yeah. Okay, you just have to rock from side to side. Yeah. Yeah. You look like you had it, Pratima.
My hair is getting stuck on the mat, I think.
I know, you know, I often do, I take a blanket like this and I open it out so it's just really thin, like that. And then it's, you know, down. And you're in it before you know it. You know, you're there, and then you've got that other bolster. And you see where it's actually, I need it to be, not on my feet. There. That dropped too low, but you got the idea. Oh, to be live in person again. So I can really help. All right, so you're in Viparita Karani, and you know, it means inverted leg pose for a very special reason, and that is that there's 3 pools formed in Viparita Karani. The first pool is the pool of your lower pubic, from the top of the pubic to the navel. That should go back towards the wall. It shouldn't be raised up. It's more or less flat, or even it's going more towards the wall. Then the second pool is the pool in the top chest. And then the last one is in your throat. Okay, go on observing your breath, relaxing. Where's your breath flowing from and to? Relax your face. This is not a bad pose to put a belt around the calves, especially if you have, you know, extreme tightness in the legs. Let go the shoulders, let go in the abdomen, and just observe the effects of this letting go of this. It's not a complete surrender, but mostly. Okay, now you're going to come down and lay in Shambhasana, and we're going to do a little conditioned breath. So you could be flat, or you could have head support. But what I mostly want you to notice is the evenness in your body. How, you're not just flopping down there. In your Shavasana, but you're taking the time to be even, like where your shoulder blades are lying on the floor, left and right shoulder blade are even. Left and right buttock are equally flat and spread on the wall, on the floor. I know I typically, have one side that's still kind of bound up, and I take my hands and I spread that buttock flesh out to the side. Okay, and when you first start Shavasana, if you read Light on Pranayama, you will discover that your legs should be joined. When you first start Shavasana, you join your legs and you press the thighs down into the floor. So you feel the evenness. You join your big toes even. Okay. And you feel evenness on the back body, how you're lying on the floor, everything is nice and even. And then when you let go of the legs, that's exactly what you do. And how they fall out is the toes go out to the sides and the heels remain on the inside. It's not a splayed out pose. It's a very specific with alignment pose. Feel where you are on the floor and try to be even. Okay, you're not, you've taken a few moments to see that you're balanced, to see that you're aligned. Mr. Iyengar was quoted once as saying, alignment is God. When you're aligned, you're with God. What a nice thought, huh? Any imbalances or misalignments in your Shavasana absolutely prevents the body and the mind from going into a deeper relaxation that you don't want. So feel that evenness laying there on the floor. Feel that there's equanimity everywhere in your physical body. Release the body and completely let go. And now release your breath and completely let go. Relax your face completely. So the sense organs are at rest. They're so passive, motionless, like even, the closed eyelids, your eyes aren't jutting back and forth anywhere. Those sense organs are motionless, such that they become non-existent. And as you let go, your consciousness releases and settles deeper and deeper inside. Okay, now we don't have a lot of time, so I'm just going to ask you to take a little bit longer inhalation, followed by, hopefully, equal in length, a little bit longer exhalation. It's not really ujjayi, but I'm asking you to just take a little bit longer breath. It's a still a relaxed breath, but just a tad bit longer than a normal inhalation and normal exhalation. And after you've done a few rounds of that, notice the quality of your attention, your mind. What's your mind doing when you've changed this breath to be a little bit longer? When you begin to make this a little bit longer, slower, still soft inhalation, the breath begins to climb upward. On that inhalation, it's steady. And then you make a slow, soft exhalation. The sound that you hear, hopefully, you might hear it and you might say, oh, I need to slow that down a little bit, right? The sound can reveal something to us. Hopefully it's revealing a steadiness within you. The breath can be, when you start your conditioned breathing, and even when we go to Ujjayi breath, your breath can be a bit like a wave. It builds slowly, it rolls into shore, and then it rolls back from whence it came. Okay, so now dispense with your deliberately longer, slowed down inhalations and exhalations, and just go back to passive breathing. Relax your breath, normal breathing. Let go. Settle into Shavasana. Letting go is an absolute surrender unto yourself. You're not surrendering, certainly not to me. You're not surrendering to any Iyengar person, nobody but yourself. Surrender to your own inner self. And in these last few moments that we have, everything is as it should be. There is nothing for you to do. As you let go, as you surrender completely, the idea of an inner and outer, in Iyengar speak, we call it the core and the periphery, the outer body, the inner body. That also begins to disappear. So we are one body, mind, spirit within, soul, whatever you want to refer to it as. And there's just a sense of quiet presence, a sense of simply being. This minimal movement, minimal fussing around. Just bend your elbows, bring your hands towards your abdomen or chest. Wait there, 1 or 2 breaths. And then slowly, gently slide the feet up closer to the buttocks, not too close so that the lower back gets tightened up towards the sacrum, but the lower back should still release towards the feet. Wait there, 1 or 2 breaths, and then slowly roll to your right side. Support your head either on your blanket you might have or the crook of your right arm. And now draw your knees up a little closer to your chest, not quite so like an embryo, but at least knees in line to your hips. And now look towards the floor, release your neck, press your left hand down. Slowly bring your right hand around when you're halfway up. And then sit up, and sit up on something that you're that makes your sitting comfortable. You can sit in any pose you want, from swastikasana, virasana, dandasana, anything that works. Bring your hands to your heart. Honor your practice with just a few breaths and check in with that mind. How is it? What is the state of your mind? Observe any effects of this practice on your mind, on the state of your mind, the movements of your mind. With devotion, humility, and gratitude, bow your head towards your heart. Bring your hands down and slowly lift your head up. And open your eyes. Okay, next week is standing poses. So you got off easy this week. So we'll work harder next week on some standing poses. Anybody have any questions? Everybody feel okay? You're tired. I made you sleepy. You might sleep well tonight.
Oh, yeah.